Okay, so the factored forms of each of these rational expressions is this for the first one, and up here, see how we're subtracting the x minus 4? I'm going to go ahead and write that as if I've already moved the subtraction across. So I'm going to write that instead of subtracting x minus 4, I'm going to write that as negative x plus 4. Okay? In doing that, I can say, okay, this is the same as adding a negative x plus 4. I've distributed through so that when we get to the end, instead of subtracting these two, I'm just going to add them together. I like to get rid of those little subtractions or do this distribution first because after I get into this whole process, my mind will be thinking about other things and I may not catch that. But it's up to you. You can do it later if you want. Okay, so after I've factored each of these rational expressions, each of these fractions, then I'm going to look at the denominators and I'm going to see what kind of factors I have. Obviously, I've got an x minus 5 type of factor, and then the only other type of factor I have is the 2. So, how many 2's do I have? Well, in any one of these, I really only have just one. How many x minus 5's do I have in any one denominator? What's the maximum number that I would have? Well, I have one here, but I have 2 here. So that's the most that I have is 2 of them in any one denominator. So the least common denominator would be 1, 2, a 2, and 2 of the x minus 5's. So this is my denominator that I'm going to try to turn both of these fractions into. When I have, here is a match with this, only missing the 2. You can see I'm just missing the 2 here. So I'm going to take this first fraction and I'm going to multiply on the top and the bottom with my missing part, the 2. Over here, what am I missing? Well, I've got the 2. I've got 1 x minus 5, but now I'm going to need another x minus 5 to make this match up with this. So, I'll take my fraction, and I'm going to multiply it on the top and the bottom by the missing part, x minus 5. So, okay, what do I have here? I have 2x over 2 times x minus 5. Here, I would have to multiply these together by foiling. Remember that? First, outer, inner, last. So that would give me negative x squared plus, here's positive 4x. This would give me a positive 5x. Adding those together would give me 9x. And then minus 20. And then the bottom, again, I have my least common denominator of 2, x minus 5, x minus 5. Now, obviously, x minus 5 times itself can be written as x minus 5 squared. So when I add all this stuff up together, I end up with x squared plus 11x minus 20, because I'm adding the 2x and the 9x. Now I'm adding these two fractions together. And the denominator is 2 times x minus 5 quantity squared.